So here's a rehab drill we can use to strengthen the muscles of the ankle. So I have here a resistance band. This is called a 42-inch resistance band at first length. And they have different kind of tensions and difficulties. This is what's called a light band. So they have many sizes. You can find them on Amazon. And typically you can buy them in a pack so that way you can find different resistance levels for your ability. So what we're going to do is actually just start with a traditional type calf extension. So I'm going to take one end of the band. I'm going to put it underneath the bottom of my foot. If I put it towards the middle of my foot, it makes the exercise easier. If I move it upward towards my toes, that'll actually make the exercise harder, even with just the same band. So that's one way you can modify this. So what I'll do is I'll pick a position that feels comfortable for me. I want to then pull tension on the other end of the band, and I'm going to let my toes pull up towards me. The exercise now is pushing my toes away. So I'm going to push away and control the speed back. So I want to make sure I'm under control at all times rather than the foot just kind of flopping around or going a million miles an hour. So you want it to be a muscular contraction, and that's actually how the band extends, and then a muscular control back to the starting position. So I'll do 10 to 20 reps in this position. And that is a good straight position on the ankle. So you can see from here, it's nice and straight. And that helps me strengthen the musculature evenly. I can then modify this by taking one end of the band that has, and leaving like the longer portion down here. Take this end, and I want to kind of fold it over itself. So I'm going to fold it down and flop these ends back around. So now it creates a loop for myself. So I'll do that again. So I have the end up here. I'm going to bring this end down towards my hand, and then I'm going to take the excess and pull it back behind. So now this creates that loop. What I can do then with the loop is I can choose to put on different tensions through the ankle joint. So if I put this on my foot where the excess, okay, the long end is now on the outside. So you can see here is the long end is on the outside of the foot. So when I do extensions now, I will push out, and I almost have to push through the outside edge of my foot harder than on the inside edge. So this creates a rotation at the same time I'm creating extension. So from the side view, I'm still getting extension, okay, but now I'm rotating. So again, it's an extension and a rotation. So you can see it from a couple different angles here, hopefully, is it's an extension and a rotation. What I'll do is I'll do that for 10 to 20 reps. I'll then take the loop off, and I'll flip it over and reverse it. So now I just flip it over, and I put it back on the foot, and now the tension, the excess, is on the inside. Okay, same thing as I'll push and kind of extend down through. What I'm doing now is I'm having to push through my big toe, okay, the inside edge of the foot. I'm still trying to create some extension. You can see that this one is harder for me. So I actually tore some ligaments in this ankle years ago, so it doesn't have quite the range of motion. But that's actually what we're doing this for, is it strengthens issues like that. So I can push through the inside edge of my foot, trying to make sure that as I'm extending, I have control over the rotation of my ankle. Okay, now that we have the regular straight version, the outside edge and the inside edge taken care of, we are now going to do flexion of the ankle rather than extension. So what I'll do is I'll take the end of the band, I'm going to put it over top of that foot, and then I'm going to put my other foot directly next to it. So let me scooch over this way. You can see that I'm kind of pinning it down with my other foot. So now what happens is, if I try to pull the toes up from this leg, it is flexing the front side muscles. So this is going to strengthen those muscles. So again, I'll do 10 to 20 reps. So this gives me 4 positions. I have straight ahead, tension on the outside, tension on the inside, and then flexion of the front side. So in all of these positions, I'll do 10 to 20 reps. Now, the number of sets is independent per person, kind of what you need, and that would be prescribed in your program. So this gives you a visual of the exercises, and you can give this a try, and hopefully it works well for you. Cool.